Ladies and gentlemen, before we start off with this video, I want to remind everybody Content Creator Program is going on for Season 15. It's about to end in about 1 week or so get in now, support, get your codes. You're going to have to extend for the next season to continue getting codes, but right now it's absolutely free, as it always is. Hit that support button, get yourself in. Let's talk a little bit about the full dev summary now in full translation mode. This is important, guys, because it actually breaks down quite a few concerning things that we didn't catch in our first go around. I'm going to give you my opinions on this and talk about what we should be concerned with, specifically revolving around the new artifact system, which I thought was going to be pretty damn big, and obviously it is, but there's some weird wordage here, and I'm curious to see how they execute this, and I want to know your thoughts on it. So please remember to like, subscribe, hit those notifications on, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about what they're planning to do here, because I think this is going to be a pretty big deal. All right, before we even go, codes. I did it in the last video. I'll do it here again. There seems to be a couple extra codes here that I guess it didn't actually show last in this one. So, but there's this one right there. Visit us. You know, we just have this one, right? Visits SLC. Let me see. Let me check my codes. Was that on there? It was on there. Okay, perfect. That's losing my mind, guys. All right, so these 4 codes are currently going on. Make sure you jump in, get yourself those. Also, if you're a supporter, I sent out more codes today. Make sure you get in there and get it. If you already got it, you can't use it again. It's 1 code per account. Just want to make sure we get out of that. Okay, so these are the 4 panelists. This guy here had a broken leg. Never seen him before. Still with a broken leg. They brought him in for extra firepower. Not sure what he contributed, but now we can find out. So we all know new storyline being added. We don't have to worry about that. The addition of new story, Sun Junu's maximum level will be increased. Instead of 5, it's going to go up to 10 increments. I think they're going to do this going forward. A new job advancement also has been added. A new skin with stat points are added as well too. In addition, a new rune will be added to counter stackers and Shadow Lord advancement stage. I think Shadow Lord might be the new name. I'm not sure. And users who've already completed the advanced stage will be granted the rune retroactively. So we'll be getting it there. So you guys can see here a boss of unprecedented size appears. I still think it's Cthulhu. I don't care what anybody says, but we saw this. You already seen it. Go check it out. It's available to you. Okay. So a couple new things. Dragon of Destruction, the new legendary skin. So legendary skin has different motions when entering the stage, winning and losing, and a function has been added that allows you to intuitively check through the aura when the ultimate skill is fully charged during battle. In case of weapon skins, it was disappointing that you could only see when the weapon was activated to which the skin is applied and equipped, but this time it's a body skin, so we can see a lot more satisfaction through this. This is probably the best skin we've had. A lot of controversy with people being upset that it's pay to win. I still stand to the point that I don't care if they make cosmetics pay to win. They got to make money somehow. They don't make money, the game shuts down. I'd rather this be a more of a money way to way to make money versus making the game more pay to win to get units and stuff. I think that's a worse path to take. I don't care if they make skins pay to win. So I have a pay to win account and a free to play account, to be quite honestly. Selectively choose. Honestly, if you've been playing the game for 2 years and you want to finally support the devs because of the skin, I think honestly paying $30-$40 for once in 2 years, not a bad option. But again, I'd rather have this pay to win versus the actual game being pay to win. This is more pay to acquire. Let's go with that. Okay, P2A. I've never heard of that, but we're going to use it. New skill. Sun Junu's attribution injection called Muyeong. A new rune will be released that allows Sun Junu to perform stacker attribute injections. It utilizes the concept of utilizing dual daggers and has a structure in which additional sword strikes occur in place where the daggers pass. As we previously mentioned, we would apply the new rune retroactively. We plan to grant a hero grade rune through the event, so you get the free heroic ones, obviously. There was an issue where it became difficult to clear some content when attribute injection was not possible, so we arranged, again, this was to counteract the fact that you don't have some actual elements with injectors, or in this case, they're called stackers. So this is going to help, and obviously stackers that are currently existing, so fire and dark, you'll be able to go a little faster with it. Okay, so that's available. Mary Laine, obviously, we have this already. We know utilizes strong blizzard to wield a 2-handed axe, giant chainsaw. So you guys can see here, her own activates her core on the target. When she hits a core attack and normal skill, the gauge fills up and her ultimate skill is activated. So look, she's going to be an ultimate unit, one that uses it very often. After using her ultimate, Mary Laine's E skill is strengthened, and while using the strengthened E, she continuously attacks surrounding the enemies while spinning around and allows control movement so you can control where you're going. So I think we've seen this already. You can go check that out as well too. And she is in fact a attribute stacker, so she will be an infuser for water team, giving now the third element that needed water, right, or that needed infuser. So Rock Passa has been introduced as well too. You can see after defeating the crocodile monster Kumin and the ogre Burtok, after defeating them, you can confront Lord Rock Passa, which is weird because I thought they said there's gonna be 5 stages, but I guess they're saying that the extra 2 blessings with the extra, they add the extra 2 5 stages. So it's 2 bosses, one final boss, and 2 blessing stages. So I guess that's what it is. So Kumin uses the ability to grow larger through gimmicks using normal attacks. He can activate objects to attack the enlarged Kumin through reflective attacks. Bertok is based on the concept of strength showdown with the powerful ogre through rapid succession of attacks. Naturally, is designed to be used with both keyboard and gamepad. The final boss, the powerful Lord Rock Pass as an enemy can transform into spirit like Christopher Reed and is set to value honor and strength, so the battle concept was applied as a test of fighting spirit. In battles with Rock Pass, if the player succeeds in extreme evasions, breaks attribute injections, or performs gimmicks, Senjinu will gain a larger fighting spirit gauge. Conversely, if time passes, gimmicks fail, or attacks are repeatedly used, Rock Pass will gain a fighting spirit gauge, giving them the advantage instead. When Senjinu acquires all of his fighting spirit, Rock Pass will fall into a grogginess state, and vice versa. On the other way, he'll use a powerful attack. So keep that in mind. Easy and normal difficulties will be added at launch, and the power of the Lingering Shadows will be added as new lords appear. You can strengthen the power of Lingering Shadows by defeating Rapasa and collecting souls. That, of course, is the what's it called again? The thing where you can summon them. Forgot the name already. You know what I'm talking about, though. You can summon Yogamon, Baron. Now it's going to be Rock Pass, obviously. I'm curious to see what his skills are going to be and what his abilities are going to be and who he's going to affect as a class. So there you guys go. A couple different things here. 2 new attribute weapons are being added. Winchester Lock and the Sungjinu's Key of the Underworld, which is also called the Key of Transfiguration, which is actually Yogamon's weapon, technically. As you can see, when he does the attacks, he does Yogamon's skills. Therefore, decided better to release both weapons at once because it looks like if only one would release, players who already own all the weapons would have essentially discarded one of the 2 slots. So they want us to be able to get both of them at the same time, which honestly makes somewhat sense. They also gave us 50 free tickets, by the way, guys. So if you logged in, you should be able to see that as well too with the code. So make sure you use the codes and that login, you get 50 tickets. So you guys can see entering the weapon descriptions. One is a starter weapon and the other one deals DPS. The relationship also continues through current weapons, with the Key of the Underworld serving as a starter weapon. It is first Sunjinu's weapon capable of fusing elements. So it's an infuser weapon. So again, it's a stacking weapon, and also the effect of scattering enemies towards the center. It synergizes well with other weapons and skills like Vile Slash, which I think is called Magnifying Slash in this case. The Winchester Lock positioned as a dealing weapon, that's probably DPS weapon, featuring an appearance inspired by the Winchester shotgun, inflicts powerful damage when overloaded with the dark attribute, while Westwind's damage increases with distance. This shotgun inflicts more damage at close range, which makes absolutely perfect sense. Thank goodness. All right, and they're adding 2 more things here, of course, for the library, and an event is being introduced to allow you to immediately deploy a pickup hunter. This is what they've talked about. If you get a hunter now, you don't have to any longer use all of your resources. They're actually giving us resources for free. So as you increase her in terms of advancements, they're going to give you free stuff, making it a lot easier to use a unit right away, rather than having to go farm all of those resources like skill, weapons, etc. All that stuff. It's all going to be provided to you for the most part, right? So there are many reports to like having issues identifying the injection. That right there. Anyways, all of this is great. This is where I want to get to. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go through the part that matters most. Here we go. Artifact improvement direction. And shout out to D for bringing this up to me. Other reward section, you can choose the set that suits your hunter and option information. And auto lock and auto dismantle functions will be introduced depending on the option. Very, very good part. You'll be able to lock the wish option right away and dismantle the unnecessary ones. Again, very good. So now inventory management becomes a little bit easier. This will reduce the situation where you have hurried grind to overflow, right? Here's where it gets a little interesting. It will also reduce the worry about which artifacts to use. In game, it's often difficult to know which exactly artifact sets and options for a character should be used. Now, new artifacts tailored to each class are being introduced. They'll be available up to level 120, and you can simply equip them with the option required for your class. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, of course, existing artifacts won't be discarded while they no longer drop from dungeons in May. The ability to craft and refine them to 120 will continue, allowing for you to use existing options no longer in a period of time. So farm options, guys. There also have been changes to the enhancement options. Currently, bonuses are granted at 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, with the options granted, and therefore, even if the artifacts are +2 stats, the stat for higher levels were higher. This will now be standardized, so the stats always increase consistently. Additionally, the option to increase magic recovery will no longer appear on the 120. So this is good. Magic recovery, I think, is MP recovery. So you guys can see here, they're removing the strategy of using whatever we think is right for our units based on bosses and making us use what they think is correct, which is very, very, very different than what's going on right now. So essentially what they're saying is, hey, Laura can only use these three things effectively, these 3 equipment effectively. That's all she's going to get. What? Is that what I'm reading? Is that what you guys are reading? Because if that's what you're reading, I think this is a crazy thing to write. And it's very interesting to see how this goes, because I feel like that's taken away a lot of our current abilities to test and do different things. And they're kind of saying, hey, we're going to decide on your behalf what's best for your units. The reason we're simplifying artifact sets and unifying their enhancement values is because the current setup is too confusing. Even the strategy guides, everyone recommends different gear. Yeah, of course we do. That's because different strategies require different things, and different stats are going to make you use different strategies. Different units, combinations are going to make you use different setups. So like, it's very interesting to see that they're kind of reducing that option of, you know, customization to a halt. Like, they're pretty much saying, hey, this is what we think is best, so you should use this. I think this is a bad idea. So aiming for the simplest possible structure is not necessarily the best way to go. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to think about this, because for a lot of us as content creators, we come up with our own strategies based on our accounts. For example, my account on free to play is going to be strategizing way differently than my account on my pay to win. The gear, the characters, the units, the way I equip things, the combination of artifacts and cores, all that's different based on the account. So it's very, very concerning to me that they are changing that and taking that away from us. So please, 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 guys, let me know what you guys think, because I think this is not a good change, and I think they should definitely go back. I think they should allow us to farm what we want with the stats what we want, but don't take away our options to equip the best gear we think is best for our units based on our accounts. That was the one I'm concerned with most. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit that support button. I'll see you guys in the next video.